how's it going? I hope you enjoyed seeing this area start to come together. I want to give you a tour of everything I have out so far. I don't feel like it's 100% done, but we're getting close. And I just mostly wanted to focus on the topiaries that I made because I think it's such a fun project. And Benjamin is out here with me today. It's Sunday afternoon. It's overcast and chilly. It's really beautiful. The temperature is starting to feel like it's matching the decorations that I'm bringing out. It's been so warm this fall. Like yesterday, it was close to 60 degrees, and I mean, I'm loving it. But it's hard to get into Christmas mood when it's not really chilly. So let's start with the topiaries here. I have them in these basket weave pots that I had out by the vegetable garden. When I brought them over here, I realized they were way too short, and I haven't really found containers that match the scale over here yet that I really love. So I thought, well, I got to make something that looks appropriate up here, that brings enough height and enough weight to this area. So I utilized stuff that I actually already had around the barn. I didn't have to go buy any supplies, which was amazing. 4x4 post. It's anchored with bricks and pavers from behind the barn. I topped it off with some pine cones from underneath our spruce tree, which I save these from year to year. So I have like bags and bags of these from year to year up in our barn. So I can just go grab them and utilize them. I like to use them in window boxes and all kinds of containers as a soil top dress. And then the sphere that's underneath all of these greens, I'm keeping an eye on Benjamin. He's out there playing with Russell. So the sphere underneath here is basically 2 hanging baskets. I think there are 14-inch hanging baskets that I had in the barn, which most of us have that kind of thing hanging out, that were sandwiched together. And inside there's a sphere, kind of a sphere of chicken wire, sheet moss that I kind of moistened up and then put soil in the center of that. So all of these greens are pushed into moist soil, which will keep them fresh a lot longer. I of course did spray them with wilt stop when I was all the way done, and that helps out tremendously too. But my mom and I went up to the hills recently and got some pine and fir, which I used in here. I also have some gorgeous soft serve Chamaecyparis that really brought the it has a really graceful appearance to it. And then, of course, a very heavy winterberry holly right here to bring that pop of red. And red for Christmas decorations, I love it. Like true, bright Christmas red. I mean, you guys know I don't typically go for red flowers in the garden, but I love to use it this time of year in decorating. So that pretty much sums up the topiaries. I am thinking about maybe bringing in a couple extra containers around it. I'm not sure yet, though. I have my walnut wreaths, which one of them I made for you guys in a video, and then I recently made the second one and got that done. The reason I wanted to go with walnut here, both for fall and for winter, was because I did use some dried limelight hydrangeas in the window boxes, and I wanted to tie or marry those colors together to where it looked like a very complete display. And then up above here, I took my fall garland down, and it looks so naked that I thought I'm going to have something up here all year round now, because now I'm used to seeing something gorgeous up there. So I bought 2 fake garlands that looked pretty darn good. It was like a mixture of fir and little pine cones, and then I went ahead and wired in some fresh greens as well. So just a few bunches just to beef it up a little bit, because this is kind of a big door and area, and the garlands were a little bit like too skinny. So there is a lot of fresh evergreens worked into that as well. And in the top here, I kind of attached both of the garlands. You need help, baby? You need me to come out there? Okay, hold on. We got to take a little walk real quick. Where are you going? Where to show me? All right, I can't remember exactly where I was at. I was talking about the garland. We had to go do a little bit of running around in the garden there. But I wired in individual pieces of garland to the hooks that or individual pieces of evergreen, I should say, to the hooks I hooked the garland onto. I hope that makes sense. So I just kind of fed some pieces in to make it look a little bit wider there, and then made just kind of a loose-ish bow that is wired ribbon. Which honestly I kind of would have preferred not having wired ribbon, so it had a little bit more drape to it. But it worked out pretty good. That's what I had on hand, and that's kind of what this whole project was about, was just using stuff that I already had here. So the last, well, not the last thing, but this window box, same on both sides. I had these planted in here, the ivy and the white cabbage for fall, along with some crotons, which I have since removed because it's been really cold. And the purple cabbage I actually removed as well because the color just wasn't, they were okay looking, but I needed to make room for some other things. So those left, but the ivy and the cabbage stayed. And then I put in some fir, some blue spruce in here, limelight hydrangeas that I lightly sprayed with a gold spray paint just to give them a little bit of sheen. There's more of the berry heavy winterberry holly, some red twig dogwood, some pine cones. So I just tried to kind of marry what I used in the topiaries and the garland above the door in this display here. The ivy is a perennial, so it'll last through till next year. The cabbage is very, very cold tolerant. Like, it's been down to 9 degrees already here, and the cabbage still looks great. Last couple of things, pillows. I already had these pillows out here. I added a couple of nutcracker pillows that are red, so that all kind of tied together. I got these at Home Depot recently. And then the very last thing is up here, which we have extension cords all over the place right now for Christmas lights. But I went to the garden center and got a couple more of the Black Hills spruce, which are just in their black nursery cans, in saucers, so that it protects my baskets. And then I just put a little burlap sack around the top just to hide that black nursery can. These will require very little water out here, and this area is actually pretty protected from weather because our weather comes this direction. So usually if we get snow, it's kind of out this way. So my basket should be okay. And then these are the lanterns from last year that I used on our back sun porch. So I just brought those out there just to kind of draw some red down. And then, like I said, I may be coming in with a few other things just to kind of fluff it up a little bit more. So anyway, I thought it was just a really fun project and wanted to share my progress thus far. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. Want to say hi to the chickens? Yeah? Come on. Let's go out through this way. Oh, it's nice and warm in this coop, huh? Want some of these? Good job, bud.